So, welcome to Success Interviews. These are where I chat to a fellow business owner and find out more about why they started their business and how they measure success. And I'm really pleased to be joined by Vicki Gray today. I met Vicki last year after a colleague introduced us. Vicki helps businesses evolve their brands through a unique process of logo, brochure, and web design. And she's got a fascinating backstory, and I'm sure she does way more than I've just said there. So, over to you, Vicki. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, lovely to have to be here. So I've got a brand design company and web design company called Blumango Creative, and I help businesses to evolve their brands so they can attract the right clients. So businesses come to me really when they've fallen out of love with their brand, they hide behind it rather than promote it, and that can start affecting their inquiries. So with a deep dive branding strategy process that I do, I get down deep into to the clients why. I look at their competitors, I look at their ideal clients, and only then I can. Sorry, my daughter's just been waving at me.
Okay.
She's still waving at me. She's waving at me because she's off walking the dog. Sorry.
That's okay. I mean, this is what it's about, isn't it? Being real and having our families around us.
Yeah, that's right. One of the reasons why I've set up my own business. So yeah, when so clients come to me and yeah, I do a deep dive process into brand strategy, their why, and only then I can look at the logo design. I design brand assets, which then get rolled out into web design, brochure design, and social media templates, and any other marketing material. I do. I've just been doing exhibition graphics for a company down in South Wales. So a whole range really, but it's that deep dive to really understand the client that really excites me.
Yeah, and that's so important, isn't it? So, my first big question for you, and I'm really excited for you to be sharing this, is why did you start your business?
So I want to take you back to 1999, actually, so 24 years ago. So I was graduating from the University of the West of England with a graphic design degree, but I also graduated with a 6-month-old son. So, so, um, so I've been with my husband, well, my partner back then for quite a few years, and I just want to say that we got married a few years later, and we're now a happy family of 4. But back then, this wasn't part of the plan. My son Josh came along when he wanted to, and I'm very driven. I thought, right, I want to blend a career with my family. I didn't want to be a full-time mum, but I also I wanted to have a career that was that blended both a career and a family life really. So I went out for interviews, and I went for I went for full-time job interviews with the idea that I could probably persuade them to let me go part-time. And there wasn't flexible working hours for women back then, so it just didn't happen. I got really disheartened. So it was by the end of 1999. Both my parents, who were divorced at the time, had their own businesses, and they persuaded me to start up my own business, and that's what I did. I started off as a print designer and a logo designer. And back then, gosh, everything was so slow going to the printers compared to nowadays. Floppy disks were sent to the printers, and we get proofs back via the post. And then, as the years went on, obviously with the onset of the internet, things have sped up. And what I did then, I brought in website design because I thought I wanted to produce that whole package for my clients. I wanted to produce the print design as well as the web design. So I actually went into an agency for a couple of weeks to understand websites, and enjoyed it so much. I'm the designer, not the developer, so I brought in a developer, and then since then business grew. We looked at WordPress websites and bespoke CMS websites. And then started working with an account handler. Gosh, 10 years ago, she's been with me now. And then I'll bring in copywriters and photographers, depending on the brief, depending on the client, and having a virtual team really. So when COVID hit, it didn't make any difference because we were all working virtually anyway. But I think one of the main reasons why I set up my own business was to blend both career and family. And that worked with my daughter coming along 8 years ago after my son was born, and something that I want to help with other females actually that are in the agency world, or maybe they want to come out of university and start out their own business. I actually help mentor creatives because I've had 24 years of running my own business. I've got a lot of experience, and I want to be able to help other young designers to blend their career with their family.
That's fantastic. And I just love that you were able to come out of university, start a business with this 6-month-old baby. I mean, just I'm sure graduating with a 6-month-old wasn't easy either. And that you've been able to build up that business around your family and to give you that flexibility, which to me is what it's all about. So my next question to you, obviously you've had 24 years of doing this and different, I'm sure you've had ups and downs over that time, but how would you measure success for yourself now in your business and your personal life?
So for me, it's always going back to my values. So I've got my core values are freedom, balance, connection, and being happy and healthy. So freedom, I've had that since, well, actually since leaving school. So I left school and did my A levels at college, and at school I just felt like I was a bird in a trap cage, and college gave me that freedom. I learned to drive very, very quickly, and since then I've had that freedom. And then running my own business, I've got that freedom. It's not easy, but we've got freedom. So my son helped me to do that. Balance, as I said, between family and work life. Connection for me is really important with friends, family, and meeting new people through work and networking. That's really important to me. I get a lot of my work through networking. And being happy and healthy. Without this, I'm not sure how I would run my business and to be content with everything that I have.
That's brilliant. I absolutely love that. And freedom is so important. I think so many younger people now, as well as striving for that, to be able to have that freedom, aren't they? I think particularly in this post-COVID world where they worked from home for a long time or they had that furlough and now they're like back into work and they go, well, how do we get that freedom back? How can we have that balance of doing what we want to do with our lives and working and earning what we need to earn? So I think they're fantastic values. I absolutely love it. So looking back now, what one tip would you give to your younger self?
To be patient. Patient. I think when you run your own business, there are highs and lows. 1 month there are a ton of inquiries and leads, and a healthy pipeline, and another month it can be quiet. And even though I've done the same amount of marketing, it's different from month to month, and being patient is key, as then trust then develops and work comes back in again. So yeah, definitely be patient.
Brilliant. Thank you. And thank you so much for joining me today, Vicky. I think so many people are going to take away so much from this interview around how you've built a business. I'm sure people have lots of questions, so we'll make sure they know how to contact you in the notes under the video when we share this out. And we will be doing other success interviews, so I hope people will join us for those as well. Thank you again, Vicky.
Thank you. It's lovely to be here. Thanks.